The man who only existed on CCTV. Every camera saw him, but no human ever did. Imagine you're sitting in a dark room, 47 monitors in front of you, every screen showing a different corner of London. Oxford Street, Waterloo Station, Canary Wharf, Brixton Market. And on every single screen, the same man. Same gray jacket, same slow, deliberate walk. Same face, slightly turned, never quite looking directly at the camera, like he knows exactly where every lens is pointed. You call the station manager at Waterloo. Do you remember this man? Silence. No, mate, can't say I do. You ask the shopkeeper on Brick Lane whose doorstep the man walked past. Never seen him in my life. You pull the records: employment, NHS, national insurance, passport database, criminal history. Nothing. This man, who appears on 47 CCTV cameras across Greater London, does not exist. Not officially, not in any record, not in any database anywhere on Earth. Every camera saw him, but no human being ever did. The story begins on a Tuesday morning in early autumn. A junior analyst working for a private security firm in South London is doing her usual morning review, checking overnight footage, looking for vandalism, break-ins, the ordinary stuff. But something stops her. A figure. Male, average height, gray jacket, dark trousers. He appears outside a Peckham off-license at 11:47 p.m. Nothing unusual. People walk past cameras all night in London. Except she had seen this jacket before, earlier that same evening, on a completely different camera, miles away. Elephant and Castle. She rewinds, cross-references the timestamps. Same jacket, same posture, same slight tilt of the head. She flags it internally. Her supervisor glances over and shrugs. Probably just a coincidence. A lot of gray jackets in London. She lets it go. But she takes screenshots, saves them to a personal folder, just in case. 3 weeks later, she's reviewing footage again. And there he is, different location, same man. This time she doesn't tell her supervisor. She starts building a file. Over the next 6 weeks, she identifies this same individual on 19 separate cameras, spread across 6 different London boroughs. He never commits a crime. He never does anything suspicious. He walks, he stands, he waits, then he moves on. What unsettles her isn't what he does, it's what he doesn't do.
The timestamps.
He never interacts with a single person, not once.
He's in 2 places at once.
In 19 separate camera appearances across a city of 9 million people, this man never exchanges so much as a glance with another human being. No phone, no coffee, no stopping to check a map. It's like watching a ghost move through a city that cannot see him. She takes her file to the Metropolitan Police, and that is where things get very, very interesting. London is one of the most surveilled cities on the planet. Somewhere between 600,000 and 1 million CCTV cameras operate in Greater London at any given time. That is roughly 1 camera for every 14 people. When detectives opened a formal inquiry, they weren't working with 19 cameras anymore. They were working with hundreds. And the more they looked, the more he appeared. Within 2 weeks, the count climbed to 47 confirmed appearances, then 62. The lead detective on the case later described the experience as, and I'm quoting from internal documents here, like finding someone had hidden the same photograph in every room of a very large house. Standard procedure, run facial recognition. The system returned 0 matches. Not a low confidence match, not a possible match. 0. Manual review by human analysts, also 0. Then detectives went back to every location and asked around. Shopkeepers, station staff, security guards, anyone who might have actually seen this man in person. Not a single person remembered him. 47 locations, 47 camera appearances, 0 human witnesses. He did not officially exist. 5 weeks into the investigation, a digital forensic specialist is brought in. His job isn't to look at the footage. His job is to look at the footage files themselves, the metadata, the encoding, the technical fingerprints that every piece of digital video leaves behind. And he finds something. In several of the camera files, he discovers what he calls insertion artifacts. tiny inconsistencies in how the man's image sits within the frame compared to everything else in the same shot. Differences in compression, microsecond irregularities in the timestamps around his appearances. In plain English, in at least some of this footage, this man was not physically present when the camera recorded. He was added later. Someone had hacked into the CCTV network and edited a human figure into existing footage, retroactively, seamlessly enough to fool both human analysts and the initial forensic review. This technology exists. It is real. It is a more targeted, more dangerous application of the same deepfake tools that have already caused enormous controversy online. Except this wasn't used to fake a celebrity video. It was used to insert a fictional person into real, time-stamped, authenticated police surveillance footage. And if you can insert a person into CCTV footage, you can also remove one. You can give someone an alibi. You can destroy one. You can place a suspect at a scene they never visited. You can erase someone from a location where they genuinely stood. The entire evidentiary value of CCTV, the foundation of British law enforcement for decades, becomes questionable the moment this technology is deployed reliably. The question was no longer, who is this man? It was, who built him and why? Three main theories emerged from the investigation. The first, this was a proof of concept. Someone built a system capable of injecting a fabricated individual into London's live and archived surveillance network, and they were showing off. The choice of London specifically supports this. If you can compromise London's CCTV with a fictional person, you can compromise almost anything. The message in this reading wasn't criminal. It was a warning. Look what's possible. Look what your infrastructure cannot detect. The second theory is darker. The gray jacket man was the test run. The real operation was coming. Something involving a serious crime, where a real person would need to be inserted into or deleted from real footage. The appearances across London were calibration tests. The people behind it wanted to know if their fake person would pass scrutiny. For 5 weeks, he did. The third theory is the one that reportedly made the detectives most uncomfortable. The technical sophistication required to do all of this is not trivial. This was not a teenager with a laptop. This required deep knowledge of camera network architecture, proprietary compression formats, real-time access to footage streams, high-level video synthesis technology. The number of actors, state or non-state, with all of those capabilities simultaneously is not large. Some analysts consulted during the investigation quietly raised the possibility that what the Metropolitan Police had stumbled into was either a foreign intelligence operation testing British surveillance infrastructure or a domestic one. Here's the honest part of the story. It does not have a clean ending. The investigation did not result in an arrest. No individual or group was ever publicly charged. The case has never been officially acknowledged by the Metropolitan Police. The forensics specialist who found the insertion artifacts gave one interview to a technology journalist and then stopped talking about it entirely. The junior analyst who first noticed the gray jacket moved abroad within 18 months. She has not spoken publicly about the case since. What has happened quietly in the years that followed is a slow shift in how law enforcement and legal professionals talk about CCTV evidence. Papers published in forensic science journals have begun addressing, in general terms, the vulnerability of surveillance networks to synthetic media. Courts in both the UK and the United States have started to grapple with questions that would have seemed absurd a decade ago. Can you trust a video? If there is any window in which footage could have been accessed and modified, does it still constitute reliable evidence? These are not hypothetical questions anymore. Defense lawyers are already raising them. Judges are already being asked to consider them. And juries, with no technical training, are going to have to answer them. So what do we take from the man in the gray jacket? One reading is that this is a story about technology, about how far video synthesis has come and how unprepared our systems are for it. But the more important reading is about trust. We have built our cities, our legal systems, our sense of public safety around one assumption, that cameras see truth. That footage is real, that if someone was caught on camera, they were there. The gray jacket man didn't commit a crime. He didn't hurt anyone. What he did or whoever created him did, was ask a single question. What happens to a surveillance society when the surveillance can lie? And the answer, for now, is simple. We don't know. Because the system was never built with that question in mind. The cameras went up, the networks were connected, and everyone assumed that the footage was just the footage. Nobody seriously asked, what if it isn't? One person did. A junior analyst in South London. Tuesday morning, reviewing overnight tape. She noticed a man on 2 cameras, miles apart, in a way that didn't quite add up. She saved the screenshots, and somewhere in the investigation that followed, whoever was behind all of this learned exactly how long it takes for the most surveilled city in the world to notice a person who was never really there. 47 cameras, 6 boroughs, 6 weeks, 0 arrests. Every camera saw him. No human ever did. If this is the kind of story you're here for, subscribe. And tell me in the comments, do you think this was a warning, a weapon, or something else entirely? I'll see you in the next one.